Mike and Rihanna, welcome in. Why do I not have? Huh? I had something set up. I appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you so much. It's been a while since I've been here. It's good to be back though. Try to get in the swing of it. Hey, Betty. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. It did. I literally just sat down, Betty. It really did. I said, nope, nope. I can't be late. Not today. Not the first day back. I can't be late. Hopefully everybody's day is going good. Oh, oh. I've come up with like a little short intro, a new short intro for me. Hold on. Let me see if I can play it real quick. That's my little short intro. Can you guys hear me okay and everything? Hey, James, welcome in. I know Destination Fun. I have not I have not been doing anything on anything on YouTube. I click on a channel and I just have not. I have not gotten back into the swing of YouTube. Everybody's dropping the link. Darian, welcome in. Appreciate it. Eddie, thanks for stopping by. You hear me? It's been so long since I've done a live. I'm trying to get into the swing of it again, and it seems like it changed. My comments used to be on my right hand side. Now it's on my left hand side. So yeah, it is what it is. But I was lucky enough. Somebody gave me a coupon, so I'm gonna see. As far as StreamYard, I think I'm gonna try to start using StreamYard. So we'll see. We'll see. Eddie said he'll be right back. So what's been going on? What's been the deets? What's going on the last since the last month and a half or whatever since the last time I was down here? Marlene, welcome in. Any good stories? Anything going on good? Oh, the jump just chat just jumped on me. Good afternoon. I'm gonna try to wait a couple of minutes. Okay, everything's set up. It's not quite a set up like where I had it before, but it's good. Betty, thumbs up to help us grow. Thank you, Betty. I appreciate it. Z is turning his living room into a gaming home theater. I stopped in there. As a matter of fact, I came over there. I challenged you, or even I was going to even play. I was going to be on your team, but you wouldn't accept my invitation. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Trying to live the Xbox life, and you gonna make me go to PlayStation now. Oh, water is delicious. I am going to get into my trip. Um, it's been a it was a long trip, but I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I got to admit, by the 28th day or so, I was about ready to get off the ship. But that last part, I had my son on there with me, so we started clowning a little bit. Uh, Z, I haven't played that game in so long, but that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, uh, with my son there, we had a I had fun. I mean, you have to talk to him. Maybe I can get him down here to let him tell you how good a time he had. But I had a great time with my son. Ooh, my favorite port. Well, I'm gonna go with Moorea, Moorea or Juno, and Juno more because I did a helicopter ride. That helicopter ride was amazing. I was scared to death, but I mean it was a highlight of my life. I mean not maybe not number one. Got kids and stuff, birth kid. Anywho, uh, looking at the glaciers and the mountains in Alaska from a helicopter, uh, it was amazing. I mean I was blown away. I like warm weather, so Moorea, and a lot of people call it Moorea, but the natives they were calling it Moorea. So anyway, that's why I call it Moorea. Anyway, part of the French Polynesian Islands, and it was beautiful. It was probably the most beautiful place I've ever seen. So Alaska and there, I mean those two. Matter of fact, I think the picture behind me. I literally, had the greatest time. Z, we'll see. Z, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing at 7, but we'll oh 7 your time be 8 my time. We'll see. I don't think we could actually. Well, I don't know how it works because I've never really done that gaming on online too much. Only with people I knew it was more like playing Madden. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed the trip. I enjoyed it was a long flight. Again, I spent it had to be about 24, 25 hours traveling. Um, Randacita, welcome in. It was a long time, but again, I had the internet. You know, you at the airport, you had the internet, so I mean, it went by fast. It went by for me. It went by fast, at least. As a matter of fact, I went live a couple of times out in LA, and then got to Australia, and I had a good time. And again, I really enjoyed the people in Australia. I mean, everybody's real friendly. Um, Sydney last year, Brisbane this year. A great time. Hey, Cruising Koozies, welcome in. I met Karen from Dolph Paranormal. Paranormal. She bought me dinner. Woohoo! That was so sweet of her. I missed her. She came over to the States, so I was gone. I missed her when she was here. I come back. Eddie has all kind of secret booze cruise going on for 2024, and everybody's on a cruise now. And my goodness, this seems so awkward. I haven't done this in so long where I did the hosting. I've stopped in a few people's lives, but hosting, uh, everything looks so brand new. But yeah, for those that have, if you love the Caribbean and you love the islands, if you ever get a chance to go to Tahiti, Papete, which is Tahiti, um, out that way, the French Polynesian. I mean, you'll be blown away by the mountains and by the greenery. You'll be blown away, blown away. I mean, it's like going to Jurassic Park. Pedro, welcome in. The Secret Booze Cruise. Hopefully, I can get on there. I mean, at least that's the plan right now. And Mike and Rihanna, they're going to be on it, so I'm going to be on there and finally get a chance to meet them. I was out in their neck of the woods uh, when I was in Victoria, Canada. The Alaskan portion, it went well. It was a little more organized. They got some more workers on the ship, Pedro. Uh, the first part of my cruise, they ran into about 300 people, employees, that couldn't get on the ship because of visa problems, and they were shorthanded. And some of the problems that I had with the ship, as far as like the food options, like the deli, a lot of things closed down at 5:30. Well, it was because they were shorthanded. As I started talking to some of the employees or some of the higher ups with the ship, so the Alaska portion they corrected it. I guess it wasn't completely fixed, but they corrected the problems, and it went a little smoother. They still had a problem, and I don't know what the exact problem is, but I had anytime dining for the Alaskan portion. The Trans-Pacific portion, people were having 90 minutes to 110-minute waits for anytime dining. So for those of you that you don't know, you can have assigned dining. Usually the earliest like 5:30, and then late dining is 7:30, 7:45. Or you can do anytime dining, and that's you go on the app, you check in, and then they tell you when to come. Usually it's a 10 to 20 minute wait. They had waits of 90 minutes to 110 minutes. I saw up to 120 minutes to wait for dinner. I mean, that was just a lot of people were upset about that. A lot of people were upset about that. Yeah, that I mean it was ridiculous. Luckily for the first portion, I had assigned dining, which was late. Problem with my late dining was by the time they got finished serving us, it was time to go to the show was getting ready to start. Whatever production show they had for that night was getting ready to start, and I was always kind of it seemed like I was always kind of rushing. Marlene says I don't like assigned dining. Well, if you had to wait 120 minutes to for anytime dining, I think you might reconsider that. I mean, I was getting people would go anytime dining. They would go in an hour before me, and I go in at my time. I'm getting served before them, so it was bad on this particular ship. Uh, the Alaskan portion, I did anytime dining, and there were occasions it was 60 minutes. I had a 60-minute wait, but again, I'm not in a big rush. Um, but it all worked out. People were friendly. They were doing the best that they could. You never get the option to pick early. I really don't like early because early is too early. I mean, early is like five something, and to me that's a little too early for dinner. I think like if I get like 7:30 would be perfect. Which is why I like anytime dining. I could pick the time I want it. Pedrosa, they Norwegian has the best policies on dining. They have freestyle. I've never I've been on Norwegian, and I can't recall. Cruising koozies, yeah, but the food wasn't that good at the buffet. It was average. I mean, it wasn't a lot of selection. It was average, and I just didn't like it. And as I said, the deli, the burger place, they closed at 5:30. So after 5:30, you were pretty much going to the buffet or main dining, or you were paying for your food, like as far as seafood places and things like that. Yeah, now I can go someplace else. Yeah, they were short staffed. 7:45 ish, Marlene. That's me. You could always no they I guess they frown upon fishing off the boat. So I hear. Yeah, I've never Pedroza. I never had a problem with Carnival at anytime dining. I just kind of I'm in the room. I check in. It's let's say a 20-minute wait, 15 20-minute wait. Um, get ready. Start heading that way when it's under 10 minutes. Get down there. My table's ready. Yeah, they got banned for a lifetime. They should have. That was just stupid. They should have. The magic. Yeah, the food was just okay. They did have they did have a this place called Chopsticks. It was an Asian place, but again, they closed at 2:30. And that was my go-to place on the ship was the Asian place. For the Alaskan portion, my son came on the ship, and he didn't like it. He thought it was bland. He didn't like it, but I thought it was some of the best food they had on the ship. Yeah, usually like the main dining room, the main dining room was fine. I did the steakhouse. It was fine. Nothing to write home about. Hey, Bud Files, welcome in. My chat kind of jumped on me a little bit. Yeah, so the food was not one of the best parts of this trip, and they weren't even boarding. When I started to board, they I had the first boarding time, whatever time it was, 11:30, and I get there probably about 10:30, and there's a ton of people already there. Hey, I got check-in time. I'm not worried about it. Their computers went down, and then they just started taking everybody. And I mean, the line, some people literally waited in line, 3.5 hours to board the ship. I just sat to the side. I waited till everybody got on, and then got on board. I wasn't gonna wait. I wasn't gonna stand. They stood in line for 3.5 4 hours. I wasn't gonna stand in line for 3.5 4 hours to get on the ship. Little did I know, when I got on the ship, the food options were shutting down. I literally could only get like pizza. But again, I wasn't gonna wait in line. Yeah, Pedroza, Pedro. I probably, if I had to do it again, and if it was anything like it was before, I would get assigned dining, and just live with it, because I don't like, because not when you have an hour and 10-minute wait. Now you're literally just waiting. What if it's earlier? What if it's later? You don't know. I mean, they tell you roughly, but they don't. It's not exactly. So now you're kind of stuck on what you want to do. Do you want to go to the show? Well, what if they call you? So any time or the fixed time dining uh, worked out well in my first leg of the cruise. Yeah, that would have been Pedroza if they had Cucina on this. That would have been nice, but they didn't. They had a taco and burrito place, and they had off the grill, which is like they don't have the Carnival 2.0 upgrade. So the Guy's Burger and Blue Iguana, they don't have any of that. That's all, and the water parks and all that. That's a 2.0 upgrade for Carnival, and they don't have that. Only one Pedroza. Embarkation Nation, welcome in. Pedroza, we did not. The beauty about what we did was we stopped in Honolulu first. So in Honolulu, I had to get off the ship. Excuse me. We all had to get off the ship and go through customs in Honolulu. So when we got to Seattle, no, they took us to the night. Basically, we all met up at a nightclub, and they gave us mimosas, which this day drinking, man, it's not really for me anymore. It used to be, but not anymore. Anywho, I digress. So I'm in like the nightclub. If you wanted to get off ship, they gave you a transit card so you can get off the ship and just come back on the ship when you want to. But I stayed on the ship because I was waiting for my son, and luckily he was one of the first people on. So we got walking around looking at the ship and going to get something to eat. That's his first taste of chops, which he didn't like. He loved the pizza, and I got to admit the pizza was pretty good. Yeah, an hour. I mean, and it's some of it was longer than that, Pedroza. I mean, I don't know how you plan anything around that. Hey, Google and Rob, and God bless them and rolling this out as some kind of brand new ship and all this other stuff. It was a Spirit class ship. They kept it up well, but it's a Spirit class Carnival ship. So if you like the smaller ships, you'll probably like this one. Uh, but with none of the Carnival upgrades. Okay, cruising koozies, thanks for stopping in. No, no guys burgers. The burgers weren't terrible. It was off the grill. If you ever remember like old school Carnival, they used to have off the grill. They had chicken nuggets or chicken tenders, hamburgers, hot dogs. This is going back sometime back in my day, back in the day. Well, this is kind of what this was based on. Said the burgers a little greasy, not the worst burgers, not as good as guys, but I think guys has fallen off too. But getting back to like Seattle, and Christine Duffy by this by the ship coming over here and being the first time selling out off of U.S. territory, she actually came down to Seattle and got on the ship and was walking around with a little entourage. And I saw her. And at first, I didn't. Actually, I was live, and she walked by me. And at first, I'm like, "Was that?" I said, "Nah, that wasn't her." Then I said, "Yeah, it was." And then come to find out, they had a ribbon cutting and everything like that. So, yeah, she was there. I didn't get a chance to meet her. She did, send everybody who did a back to back. She did send a bottle of champagne to the room and some sweets. And then you also, if you do a back to back, you also get a pitcher and another bottle. So I had a couple bottles of wine. Marlene, I like big ships and Eddie Lugo, and I cannot lie. I do like bigger ships, just because of the things to do. But at least with the Carnival, you had a little upgrade, the 2.0. You had some more options. Basically, you had the Red Frog, not pub. It wasn't even a pub. It was the bar because they didn't have the pub. going from Australia to the ship holds about 2,900. Spirit class ships hold about 2,900 people. We only had 1,900, so there weren't any lines. The buffet was so bad that there might be 3 or 4 people in line for the buffet. I shouldn't say. Let me take that back. Scratch it. That it wasn't up to par. It was. I'm gonna go average, a little below average. But the hamburger place off the grill, they had a line that had to be, I don't know, 30 people deep, which which I mean, it's a burger, and I mean, and they're working as fast as they can to get the food out. But I mean, I've never seen like Guy's Burger. I've never seen a Guy's Burger line that long. But again, nobody was going to the buffet. No, no. I mean, very few people. And it was just average. And again, the dinner was just average. One thing about the buffet, I will give them credit for was the workers. Well, it was weird. You get your own salad, you get your own dessert, but they serve you the entree. So you didn't have a lot of people, um, touching the tongs. So I mean, I enjoyed that because well, people are just disgusting most of the time. They didn't do it everywhere because at the barbecue place, which is not Guy's barbecue, it's old fashioned barbecue, the way it used to be when they first got the barbecue. It's the barbecue place they used to have when before they had Guys on sea days. They would have a barbecue, and that's the barbecue that they had on this ship. It was not up to me. It was not as good as Guys. I mean, the sauces weren't the same. It wasn't as good. Betty, no buffets for me. The C Day brunch, which I had a lot of them, uh, they were pretty good. And I kind of went to C Day brunch and then dinner. Pedroza, these weren't thicker. They maybe a little greasier, but they weren't thicker. I used to be a fan of Guys, not anymore. I don't know. It's like they changed the fries. Um, I used to be a bigger fan of Guys. I still get a Guys burger when I go on the ship, but it's like usually like once. Yeah, and Marlene, this place they serve you, so you'll like this place. Check's chicken. I do like Shack's chicken or chicken shack. Um, I do like that. I do like that. It was good. The shows they were, I mean, the production shows they were carnival shows. They did have a boat band. It's the Luminosa band. The band was good. They played all type of music. I enjoyed the band. I like live music, and I really enjoyed the band. Jackie Tang was a CD cruise director, and he was pretty good. He grew on me. Hey, MLW Fishing, welcome in. He grew on me. At first, I was like, I don't see a whole lot to him. I think Embarkation Nation, I think they like him. He kind of grew on me, and towards the end, he moved up the ladder. I very rarely, Pedroza, have I gone to Guys like for lunch. Usually, I go like dinner time. Again, I eat maybe twice a day. Breakfast, I try to do, a breakfast and then dinner. Even the soft serve ice cream, it was like runny. It wasn't a thick consistency to it, and I don't know. Towards the end of the Alaskan cruise, it started getting better. They seemed to seem to catch on. Oops, hold on. Let me see something real quick. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, so and they did close the dome over the ship a few days before we got to Seattle. As we got closer to Seattle, it started getting a little cool, so they did close the dome over the Lido deck, so you could go out there and enjoy the pool, enjoy the uh, seaside theater movie screen. So that I mean, again, it was nice, and the rear of deck nine, they have the Serenity deck, and that's where they have a pool back there, Serenity deck, which is outstanding. For I mean, again, for people who want to be away from kids but have a pool. Carnival doesn't have many ships that have that. The Excel class ships, they have it, and there's like one more ship I forget that has a pool, but most of them don't have pools. They have hot tubs, but they don't have pools. This one had a pool, and it was heated, and it was probably heated up to about 95 degrees. I mean, it was. I got in the pool in Alaska, and it probably was about 45 degrees outside, and the pool, I mean, was warm. If you put your head underwater and took your head out of the water, and then put it back in the water, it felt like you were had 1,000 cuts on your head. But I enjoyed swimming out there in Alaska. I mean, it felt like a thing to do. But I gotta admit, I mean this. In Alaska, we had perfect weather. I mean it didn't rain. It was sunny. We had perfect weather. Whenever I look at these vloggers and people's vlogs, and a lot of them had like rain and they had their raincoats on. I never rained. It was always sunny. One day I think was overcast, but no rain. I had perfect weather for Alaska. And the helicopter ride, that really was one of the highlights of my life. Uh, I mean, I was scared. My hand, I mean, I was holding on so tight that when I opened my hand up, I mean, you could see the discoloration in my hand because it was maybe about a 15 minute helicopter ride to the glacier. But I mean, just the sights. I hope I'm gonna put together a video, and I'm hoping that um, it comes off as well as the way, which I know it won't, but um, as when I saw it, because I mean, I was in awe. I mean, I literally, that sight took my breath away. And I thought before, like going through the fjords and looking at the snow covered mountains, that took my breath away. It was nothing like seeing it from above. Mike and Rihanna did the boat rock from Australia. It did. It wasn't bad, but you felt it, and it did. It rocked. So I think people who didn't have sea legs, um, it probably got to them a little bit. So I never got sick, but you could definitely feel the ship rocking. M&T living and cooking. Welcome in, welcome in. I am fine. Just talking a little bit about my trip. Uh, Again, top five. These two cruises back to back, they were top five, and because I love warm tropical weather, and because I hit the French Polynesian islands, this this may this may go as that particular cruise may go as my favorite cruise of all time. Again, not because of the ship, but because of the destinations. I mean, these destinations, they make me want to fly back and go there. I mean, it was the Caribbean on steroids. As I always say, like Norway looks like Alaska on steroids. So this looks like the Caribbean on steroids, and the people, just as friendly. Um, did I do any? I didn't do any ship excursions. Always got off the ship and got my own excursions, and never had a problem. I ran into Embarcations Nation's aunt and uncle, which they have a channel. I should have put it up here. Uh, Lisa and I believe Tony, and Tony went scuba diving in Hawaii, and he has some great footage. I'm gonna try to see if I can find their link. And what was the name? I don't even remember. Embarkation Nation. If you know Tony and Lisa's channel, if you want to put it up there, if you're still in here. If not, I'll try to see if I can find it. I don't remember the name of the channel. I just saw it like yesterday or the day before. But I mean, I really want to. I'm going to fly back again. I hate that 15-hour flight to Australia, but I would take that 15-hour flight to Australia just to be able to cruise like to Numia and Moorea again. I would do it just for that. Oh, they glad that I encouraged them. Oh, no, they're very very nice people, easy to talk to. Um, I know sometimes I can be hard to talk to because I start rambling and then gotta go. But they were very easy to talk to. I'm glad everything worked out for them. Go check out their and as I said, when I find it, check out their if you like scuba diving, if you like underwater footage and things like that. Yeah, I think you'll love their video. I it was tough going from hot and humid weather to the weather in Alaska was a bit tough. I felt like I was cold all the time. The ship wasn't cold. I mean, the one haven was my room. I could, you can control the temperature, and I could keep that at a steady temperature. But it felt like the temperature on the ship went up and down, up and down. It wasn't steady. So if you go to Alaska, just again, not even just Alaska, they people love their air conditioning on these cruise lines. So take a jacket, take some hoodies. You're going to need. I know you may not think so going down to the Caribbean or whatever, but take some hoodies. The people were good. A lot. If you go into the chats, there's a lot of complaining, a lot of complaining, and I didn't think the cruise was that bad. Hey, cruise nuts, welcome in. Um, they were short staffed coming over. Well, start from the very beginning. They the computers went down and we wound up leaving 2 or 3 hours late. We wound up with a night departure instead of a 4 o'clock departure because people. I mean, the lines were just so long, and I nearly waited to the last person. I mean, I forget what time it was 4 o'clock, whatever time it was. I decided to get on the ship because I refused to stand in line for 3 or 4 hours. I still stood in line, but maybe I stood in line for an hour. Um, but with that, along with the shortage of help, they kept the ship clean. I mean that was it wasn't a shortage like that, but you could see that they were working the people a lot, and the dining time for anytime dining again, hour, 90 minutes, 110-minute wait for anytime dining is way too long. No matter what you think about a set time dining, I'm not waiting an hour and 10 minutes to decide whether to go get something to eat. It got well, and again, it got maybe a little better on the second leg of the back to back, but it was still there were times when because I did anytime dining on the back on the second leg, and it got a little bit better. Or if you waited till let's say 8 o'clock. Now it was a 20 or 30 minute wait, so that wasn't bad. A lot of times I waited for that. Yeah, if it's not heated, you're not swimming. I got you, Pedroza. And I know I'm jumping around a lot. Um, get to the French Polynesian Islands. Get off of that. Anyway, I did the helicopter ride to a glacier. I got on the glacier, and I was able to take a sip of glacier water, which is a little where the ice is melting, and there's a little stream on the ground. So you kind of lean over and you get down on your hands and knees and lean over and take a sip of water. I didn't really want to do it. My son, that he really wanted to do it. That's one of the reasons why he booked it. He really wanted to do that. I gotta admit, it was probably some of the best water I ever had. It was well ice cold. Um, it felt clean. It felt pure, and I'm sure there were you got bacteria in it. But anyway, it was delicious. It was some of the best water I ever had. So a lot of little different things that we did that I enjoyed. We didn't. I was supposed to drop my son, or he was supposed to drop me on the glacier, but we never fought to see who could knock the other one to the ground. We didn't. It wasn't safe. It wasn't like a flat surface. You had rocks and all these things, so they didn't really look kindly. People, uh, horse playing around. But I mean, if you ever get a chance, it was expensive. It was probably hey Anthony on the move, probably $350 a piece for the helicopter ride. That was a lot of money for an excursion. See M&T living and cooking. I, thanks for looking forward to the videos, but I'm looking forward to the videos from Wonder of the Seas. I really want to go on that ship, the Icon Wonder of the Seas. Luckily for me, I get to go on Allure in April. I really look forward to those ships. Um, I'm a little carnivaled out. Yeah, the excursions in Alaska are no joke. I mean, the little simple excursions were $150. I mean, it's like my goodness. But again, if you've never been, it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm gonna get over there and M&T Living. I'm gonna get over there and check them out because I just love that ship. That's the ship where the ship is the destination, and I'm hoping. But I mean, I know they're full ships, but I'm hoping it's not like like Disney World. Oh, to get on this slide, there's a 40-minute wait. Oh, to do this, it's an hour. I hope it's not like that. Good for you, M&T Living. There's a couple of travel advisors in here. I know uh, Embarkation Nation is one. I think Pedroza Travel is one. I believe. Don't hold me to that. That's the plan, and I may go ahead because wasn't it like a 20? I'm sorry, I'm reading Destination Fund. Bill, you need to book the booze cruise for 2024. It was like a $25 deposit, or well, $25 deposit, but you can't pick your room, or the regular deposit, and but you can pick your room. So I may look into that. Again, not so much that I'm looking for like the glory, the ship, but just to meet people that I haven't met yet, and see what they like in the real world. Well, and that's what I was hoping. I really because when I go on the Allure, we're going to Nassau. Oh no, I'm getting off it. It was a perfect day at Coco K, Co, whatever it is. Yay, Sherry! Um, so I'm going to get off at Perfect Day, but in a lot, but in Nassau, but a lot of people don't get off. But in Nassau, I don't unless my family is doing something, and I think they might get a pass like at a hotel, or one of the hotel water parks or something like that. So if they do that, I'm gonna get off too. But all you're gonna see me doing is just wandering around the ship, looking at everything, trying everything, playmakers and windjammer, and just going to all these different places, a rock climbing wall. You're gonna see me going just all over the place. I'm gonna be like a kid in a candy store. Yeah, Sherry, I love the Tampa area. I love. If I were to move right now, that's where I would move. I would move to that area. Only thing I don't like about Tampa, which goes back to me working for Delta, or used to work for Delta, it's tough to fly standby out of Tampa with Delta. So I mean that mean a boo hoo hoo first world problems, I know. But I love the Clearwater area. I love the Gulf side of Florida. Yeah. If I right now, if I moved anywhere, that's where it would be. I love the weather down there. Again, I like heat. I know it gets hot and muggy in Florida, but again, if I'm not working out in it, just give me a little breeze off the ocean, or the Gulf of Mexico. I'll be good. It's getting so expensive to live down there now. I should have 15, 20 years ago. I should have bought a place down there. Not thinking ahead. I should have done that. M&T living and cooking in the middle of both. It's nothing wrong with that, and it probably is easier on you as far as like hurricane insurance and all the other good stuff. Being inland like that. Um, but Tampa, I mean, you're like a hour and 10 minute drive to Disney World, so you can run up there real quick. Tampa, people, it's underrated. It's under to me. It's underrated. It has a like a big city feel, but it's not a big city. Right, go to the beach and stay in the air. Right, and it never gets too cold. Anthony on the move. I am going to be on the lure in April 8th, 2024. April 8th, 2024. My daughter is putting together a little family group cruise. Uh, Actually, I'm going to start. I'll put it out there for anybody who wants to come on. Be part of the. I don't know if they get a better rate. You don't have to hang with us, but if you want to, you can. But if she had a decent rate, I know they had like onboard credit. I'll try to find out what it is, and I'll post it. and see what if you guys get a want to go on a cruise and get a maybe a better rate or maybe some onboard credit. Exploring with Eric. It's good to be back, Eric. I will tell you this though, since I've been back, and it's probably been about a week or so, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know when I got back. I don't even know what day it is. Um, I've been real lazy, real not getting back into the YouTube groove, and I check, I sign on and see a channel. Hey, y'all, House of X, welcome in. Stop by for a second, but I can't stay. I mean, it's like um, haven't really gone up on anybody's lives and things like that, and talked. Excuse me. Even like today. I mean, today was hey, Scratch and Pete. If I missed you, Scratch and Pete. I'm sorry if I missed you when you first came in. Um, it's been tough getting back into the groove. I was talking to I am Betty J Gathers. Uh, she's one of like my friends on YouTube that I actually call and talk to, and I'm telling her it's like I just feel drained from YouTube, and being like an introvert, and I got in the habit of especially like when I was trying to get watch hours, going on live all the time, and it kind of became like kind of like second nature. Well, when I went on this cruise, it took 30 days off. I kind of reverted back to some of my old ways as far as not being outspoken, not being visible, being in chats but not saying anything in the chats. Um, I'm trying to get better at it now. I'm trying to get back into the groove. Betty's giving my pep talk to keep me going. Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I like the vacation. I again really enjoyed the vacation. I got some footage, but really enjoyed the vacation. Um, the internet wasn't that good. It was in portions. It was pretty good, but the internet wasn't that good. So I wasn't able to put the videos up like I wanted to while I was on the ship. I had all day, and I'm laying poolside, or like especially like our sea days. It was tough to record because they all every place on the ship had music. There were very few places that didn't have music, and I mean, it was like literally it was tough to record. So like trying to do intros and outros and things like that on the ship. Literally, if I wasn't doing it in my room, I almost couldn't do it. And then I would get up in the middle of the night. Well, while they're working cleaning up, they turn the music up. It was worse then than it was during the day. Jamia, welcome in, my friend, my bestie. Welcome in, Jamia. Thanks for being here. So yeah, it was tough. Um, and then recording, and then now I found myself recording without talking. So I'm like a lot of my videos, you'll see I'll have voiceovers. As a matter of fact, I have a video coming out Monday, embarkation day, um, from Australia, from Brisbane, Monday at 4 p.m. Be there or be square. No, but that's uh, trying to get a habit of getting back into the swing of 4 p.m. Monday video, 4 p.m. Thursday live. Uh, and thank you guys for everybody here. There's 14 people in here. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I, you know what? And again, I started a Facebook group. It's Warm Strong. I don't even know what the name of it is. Trying to keep up with all this social media, it's tough. So, but I started a Facebook group, Warm Strong Adventures. travel group. I don't even know what the name of it is, and I haven't even posted in it. But joining these Facebook groups, I don't think I want to start one, because that's all it is people just complaining. And again, I'll tell you what's wrong with the ship. But I mean, when they complain, they're like, "I want my money back. I'll never cruise Carnival again. I'll never get on this ship again. I'll never." And it's like it's not that serious. You know, if I tell you about the food being like average or below, I didn't lose any weight. You know, the dinner wait times might have been an hour and some odd minutes. I still ate, but giving a heads up to people what was going on, and again they were shorthanded, and the ship was an older ship. It was a unrenovated Spirit class ship. So I know it was a new ship from Italian theme and all that. I mean, I really didn't see it. The theme wasn't as bad as some of the Carnival ships. It wasn't as gaudy as some of the older Carnival ships. Hey, African Dreaming, welcome in. Um, it wasn't, it wasn't that bad, but it was nothing special. They had the old atrium, that went 9 stories tall. Uh, Little place for music there. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, but again, it's an older ship. It's not, you got all these newer ships coming out. Even Carnival's newer ships, the Vista class, the XL class. Um, to me, puts this ship to shame if you want activities on the ship. They did, because of the 23 days. They did, do some of the comedy shows in the main theater. They had the Limelight Lounge. So, or yeah, they didn't even have Punchliner. They had Limelight Lounge. Anywho, digress. They had Limelight Lounge where they did the comedy shows. Um, but they did, they did 3 or 4 or 5 shows. Okay, Betty, taking Colin out, no problem. Um, they did a lot of comedy shows. So I mean, that was mostly our entertainment. I'm not really big into the comedy shows. So on the 22-day cruise, they did a lot of that. Yeah, yeah, Embarkation Nation. It just you can tell me about the ship, but you don't. I don't know. You don't have to whine about it. I don't know if it comes off as me whining when I tell you about the food being average or below. Um, not much as far as activities on the ship. But again, I'm on a cruise ship. I'm having a good time. Didn't lose weight. The I didn't like the music everywhere. I mean, I really did, because I like sitting down without a lot of noise, either to work on my laptop or just sit there and people watch. And they always had music pumped in, even on the Lido deck, always pumped in. If they didn't have like the DJ out there playing music. Um, so the only thing I would say was, like, hey, try to find a someplace where people can just go sit down, see the water without music. But I'm sure they'll get it together. But these Facebook groups, I mean, they just they go at each other. Trish the Natural, welcome in. Not. I mean, there's a lot of group cruises out there, but I think another fun group cruise, Eddie's Booze Cruise, that's in 24. Um, there's a booze cruise this year. I think is going to be nice. It's on the Glory in October 29th. I've been booked for it for a long time, so you think I would know when it is and where it goes. I don't know, but again, I don't care where it goes, because I'm going on there to meet the people that I see online, and I think Bruce Ocean Ocean. I think he has. He's trying to get like 100. I think 100 people, and I think he's getting pretty close. I mean, it's getting larger than I thought it was going to get. It's getting larger than what I thought it was going to get, and to be able to meet. Um, I want to say I'm gonna try to watch how I word this. Like regular YouTube people. When people went on that vloggers cruise, you had a lot of big time people, and a lot of people wanted their time. Um, I don't consider that regular people. I consider like the group like going on Eddie's booze cruise, as far as like regular people where, hey, we all get together and go grab a bite to eat, go grab a drink, hanging out. Eddie likes Eddie and Cruise Nuts, and then they like the pineapples. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of that, but again, you feel more like friends than people that you're just meeting, and that's why I want to like the booze cruise in October. I think it's going to be more like friends getting together than vloggers getting together. If that makes sense to anybody. I think the booze cruise in 24 with Eddie would be like that. And I said all that going back to House of X. They have a birthday celebration, I believe, for Leo. I think his 40th, maybe something like that. Um, I think that cruise would be like that, where it's just a group of friends getting together, not 500 people. I mean, but like friends getting together and having fun. Fr Humphrey, I saw you in the chat today. I was going to speak to you, but I wound up leaving the chat. Whose chat were you in? Anyway, how are you, Felicia? African Dreaming. You want the adults only? I want to try that one time. I want to try it like an adults only. When I do that though, I want to have a companion, a date, whatever. I don't want to do that one solo. And when I say that, I'm thinking about Virgin Voyages is the cruise ships that I'm thinking about. But yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I want to try it. I think back in my younger days, it would have been more fun. But um, no, I do want to try that. But and you'll be surprised. You meet people, and I was able to. Um, well, something like that. Again, cruise ships, no, regular cruise ships, you can always meet people. On the 22-day cruise, it was very easy to meet people. Yeah, we won't get into that, but it was very very easy to meet people. And something like the adult only, I don't know. I don't know how many singles would be on that. Again, I don't know. It just seems it's like going to like a resort, Sandos or whatever. It's like you can't go there. You can't go there solo. I mean, you have to go with somebody. In my opinion. Felicia's gonna be on a booze cruise. See, like meeting Felicia. I mean, it's gonna be fun. And it's like real people, and it's not about YouTube. It's about meeting friends. Um, and I did that when I went to Australia. Just from being on YouTube, being here, Dolph paranormal paranormal um, Karen said, "Hey, when you get here, we're gonna get together and have a coffee." And I said, "Oh, okay, sure." I'm just talking. Okay, sure, sure, sure. Um, but we actually got together, and it was so much fun. I'm so glad I did. Um, you know, a lot of people talk, but she followed through. She came down and she took me to dinner and had a beer, and we were sitting there talking about, uh, you know, life in general. She's not really a cruiser, so we just talk about life, talk about America or United States, and she's talking about Australia and just talking about life. It was so much fun. And then going to Honolulu, Golden Girl had a friend, and she hooked me up with a tour guide, one of her friends that lived in Honolulu. And I mean, she was so much fun. As far as being like a personal guide, and I mean, it was a great time. I believe, because she sent me a text message, and I sent her one back. I think she thought that she wasn't a good tour guide, and she like apologizing, and it's like I had the best time ever. That was a great time, and I got to know Honolulu from a person that lived there, a local, which to me is better than sticking with the tours of the cruise ship. Um, I don't really like doing that. I like to go out and go to the local bars. I like to go um, to places outside where the tourists go. Sometimes you can't really do that. I don't know if I would do that like in Jamaica, because the port that I was at, which port was it? Ocho Rios? I forget which port it was. You really couldn't just walk off, and I wound up going to Dunn's Rivers Falls, which was a lot of fun too, by the way. You walk up these falls, waterfalls. Um, so some places you have to be. Belize was like that, where I didn't venture too far off. I did venture off, but not too far off. Um, but that's what I like. If you ever go to the West Coast, uh, Ensenada, I had a blast, and walking down and going to Papa and Beers, Papas and Beers. It's called something like that. Kind of like Senior Frogs, and just walking down there and walking by these different small restaurants and trying beers, trying to the tacos from these little small, not they weren't trucks, but little just little small shops. And I mean, it was delicious. I mean, it was a good time. It was a good time. Don't be afraid to venture out, people. Uh, Fr. Humphrey met a YouTube friend yesterday. It is. I mean, it's nice. It's nice. And again, as I said, I met Karen, but she's not a cruiser. So I mean, again, we didn't talk about cruising. We just talked about life, which is nice with me. I mean, I don't I don't need to talk about cruising all the time. I do here, but again, there's a lot of other things out there besides cruising. We want seafood, African dreaming. We want eat seafood, listen to music, and have a few adult beverages for a few days. I mean, I don't eat seafood, but yes, I could do that all the time with good people who are out there trying to have a good time. Again, I'm kind of an introvert, so I don't get involved in some of the shows like I try. I did this time, like some of the whoops, hold on, trivia. I won me a we there was a like a three-way tie for trivia, and um, me and my son, we were a team, and it was urban myths, and we wound up tying, and we did a rock paper scissors, so I didn't get the ship on the stick. I didn't win that one, but I did. We tied, and I got one of these, which I have a ship on a stick. I didn't have one of these, so actually I wanted this more than the ship on a stick. But when you go on a cruise ship, get out there and join the fun. They had a free throw shooting contest, uh, which I lost, but get out there and enjoy it. I did. My son. Okay, I'm gonna even mention it. My son. My goodness. You ever seen those machines where you punch like a punching bag and your score goes up here? Me and my son were doing it. We'd see who had the strongest punch, and he did it. And got a decent score. I did it. I wound up missing my first time, not the second time, but this one. Kind of. I just barely touched the bag. I mean I swung, but I missed the bag. Don't judge me. Old people problems. Anywho, um, I got a one. He has a picture of it. I didn't know you could even get a one. I didn't know you could even get a one. I redid it, and I didn't beat him, but I came close. Um, I'm not gonna tell you my score, so I don't want y'all to know my score. I don't want you to know his score, but it'd be enough to knock you out. I digress. Forget that. Um, but I got a one, and we got the biggest laugh out of that. I mean, just going out there doing different things, doing a what do they call that when musical chairs? This was musical cups, but it was like you walk around, you had to grab when the music stopped, you had to grab a cup, musical cup. Just get involved in the activities. I mean, you'll have so much fun, and people are just laughing and joking, having a good time, and um, I I think you if you do that, your cruise, no matter what cruise you go on, and I go back, and that's going back to the adult only cruise. They probably have shows that are for like adults only, which I'm gonna get into. Oh, Carnival Quest. I'm gonna get back to that in a couple minutes. Um, they probably gonna have some adults only shows. Get involved. Be a part of that if you can, and it'll make your trip memorable being a part of it. And I've got a few people I got on video, and I got can I get the video? Sure, you can get it. I mean, I don't mind letting them have it, and they were so happy and um, get involved. Carnival Quest. I've never heard of Carnival Quest. 6 months ago, somebody on here on one of these YouTube channels and streets or whatever, they told me about Carnival. They mentioned Carnival Quest. It's like a adults only scavenger hunt. I'm like, well, what is that? I never even heard of it. I've been cruising since 1990. Never heard of it. It was crazy. I mean, again, it was crazy enough where no videotaping was allowed, and I mean, you had all type of stuff. It was so much fun. If you ever get a chance to go to a Carnival Quest. Carnival actually banned it for a while. Why are they letting it come back now? I don't know. They banned it for a while. I don't know because maybe it was too wild. I don't know. I mean, it was adults only. Don't bring your kids. Don't bring your kids. I mean, again, maybe if you don't mind, like for the women, one of the things they did for women uh, with they had like T-shirts on. They had to remove their bras and do like 10 jumping jacks. Men had to take off their pants and do like 10 jumping jacks. I mean, it just these are the kind of shows that this quest, this scavenger hunt kind of did. I mean, who they had like two, no, they had about 4 or 5 different groups, and they all had to try to score points. Kal-El, welcome in, my friend. Finally home. Finally home. I made it. Yay! Um, Anthony, if you've seen it, I mean, and I'm these are some of the things I'm telling you about that are like the mild stuff. I mean, my goodness, I stayed till the end, but I didn't participate. Again, introvert. Um, but again, I probably should have. I probably should have. But they did. I mean, it was it was interesting. Cruising on the high seas, welcome in. So if you ever get a chance, if you ever see Quest, Carnival Quest, adult scavenger hunt, Go. Just go. You don't have to participate. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. Just go. If you get there early, get a front row seat. You'll thank me later. Anybody have any questions? Anything about any of the cruises? Any of the things that I did or didn't do on the cruise ship? 29 days. My good. It was long. I was. This is the first time I did 23 days last year. I could have did longer. This year, 29. I think I kind of I kind of reached that point that I was kind of ready to come home. I was kind of ready to come home. I think if I did like warmer weather places, I think I could have done it more. 159 days, it would be a stretch. It depends on where they hit. I think the Alaskan part, even though I like Alaska and like looking at the sights, I don't like I don't like having to go outside and bundling up and having a coat on. It wasn't too cold, but you needed parts of Alaska. I needed the jacket, needed the hoodie. So 7 days, Alaska 7 to 8 days is probably long enough for me to do Alaska. The um, French Polynesian islands, I want to I would want to go there. I want to go there, get a resort, and stay there for a week. Again, kind of thing that you gotta have company, have a date. I believe it would make it nicer. How did you like Canada? Canada, we got in about 7 and had to leave by 11. So I didn't do anything. I really didn't do anything in Victoria. They just do that so they can fulfill their foreign port for Alaska. Um, not I got off the ship for a little bit. It wasn't I, to get into town. You have to take like a shuttle. You could walk. It's probably about a mile and a half. You could walk. So 7:15. So 7:30 we're getting off the ship. I don't like going down with the crowd with everybody trying to get off the ship at the same time. So I get off at 8:30. The ship leaves at all back on board is at 11:30. So I'm gonna cruising on the high seas. I'll get back with that in 1 second. Um, so I get off at 8:30. I'm gonna be back by 10:30 because I don't like pushing to the last minute. So I wound up getting off the ship. Me and my son, we wound up getting off the ship, watch around a little bit, and then we just went back on the ship. Canadian customs, we we had to fill out a form, but I never had to go through customs, and which was kind of weird. Well, you know what? I guess maybe not because even like when you fly in, you don't necessarily have to go through customs because when we got back from our Alaskan cruise, we didn't go through customs. We walked off the ship. They guided us to our luggage and then out the terminal. We didn't go through customs. I never showed my passport. I never took a picture. I mean, they're going through the facial recognition now, where they take a picture of you, and if it comes back clear, you just go. So you don't have to show your passport, but you do have to be scanned. I didn't get scanned. I mean, we literally all just walked off, even though we had stopped in Canada. But now that I think about it, a lot of plane flights, you don't have to go through customs through Canada. You have to have a passport, but you don't have to go through customs. So that's probably the same thing with the cruise ship. So to answer your question, no, I didn't go through customs, and that made debarkation pretty easy. And only time we went through customs we in the U.S. Again was we did it in Honolulu, which made when we got to Seattle, it just it. And again, I did it back to back. So I'm talking from Australia to Seattle because we went through customs in Honolulu. When I got to Seattle, I didn't have to go through customs. So if I didn't want to get off the ship, I didn't have to get off the ship. I had to get out my room because I had changed rooms, but I didn't have to get off the ship. Went to a theater, got some mimosas, picture taken, and that to me that was nice. My son was able to get on the ship early. He hates when I do this because I'm diamond on Carnival. Well, we're in the same record, so he came on as diamond. So I think he was like the third person on the ship. So I was trying to find a place to go meet him, and next thing you know, I look up and he's walking over here to me. So uh, we're literally on the ship with like 20 guests on the ship, maybe. Maybe it wasn't even that many because a lot of people got off the ship to go see Seattle, and I didn't want to get off the ship because my son was coming on the ship, so I didn't want to get off the ship. So it was a lot of fun. No, if you wanted to get off the ship, they gave you an in transit card. You had to carry that card, your ID, your passport, ID, no passport, and that in transit card. And you didn't have to wait in line. You could come back on the ship. You could just board the ship with those two things, your passport and the in transit card. And it's just a little card, but again, because I didn't get off the ship, I didn't. I don't know, I probably have it around here someplace, but very easy. Yeah, usually I've never found too many problems with customs boarding in Australia. Again, the computers went out and they didn't follow the the times for groups to board. So they Carnival made it a cluster. I mean, the computers didn't help. Don't get me wrong, but you got let's say 85% of the ship are Americans. And over there, you get kicked out of your hotel room at 10. So everybody's heading to the port. So everybody's at the port. No matter, I mean, even if you have 1:30, 2:30, you're a blue card with a 2:30 boarding time. You're at the port. Well, they just let everybody get in line, and it was one of the worst boarding processes I've ever had. But I did get on the ship, so I'm happy. I prefer when people when you have times. Some cruise ports are better than others as far as letting people on early. So 11:30 people, you get on 11:30. 12:30 people you get on 12:30. Yeah, but see, the fastest to the fun wouldn't have done you any good. They didn't have it on this ship. They didn't have fastest to the fun on this ship because there were maybe 5 or 600 diamonds on this ship. So they didn't even have faster to the fun because and then you didn't have priority boarding because there was such a high number of diamonds and platinums on this cruise. So you didn't have priority boarding. But I did have an earlier time, like one of the first times. I think 11:30 was the first time, and I got there and the line was already 2.5 3 hours long. So it was just bad. But you live and learn. You live and learn. And And it's not. It wasn't Carnival. Well, I did have a problem with that, which I talk about in my video. The French Polynesian Islands, they're I mean, kind of backwards. I shouldn't say backwards. They're different. So one of the things that was different when we boarded the ship, Carnival kept everybody's passports. And I mean, one of the things that they tell you, don't give up your passport. I mean, when you get your passport, don't give your passport to anybody. That's yours. They took our passports. So everybody's passport Carnival held until we left the French Polynesian Islands. Uh, Papeti, Numia, and Moorea. Uh, they kept our passports. So when you got off the ship, you didn't need your passport. Well, you didn't have your passport. No, I mean, and that's fine. But on embarkation day, they call me after I boarded, and later on that night, they call me to ask me if I had my passport, which is not a. I gave you my passport, and you're calling me to ask me if I have it. So I mean, I was a little distraught about that. I didn't worry about it because it's like, what can I do? I mean, it's nothing to do. So I went to the deck and did whatever, and I came back. They wound up calling me back later on, telling me that they found my passport. Um, but again, why the French Polynesian Islands are like that, I don't know. Oops. What else? Anything else exciting happen? I think you're gonna like the again. It could be just me. The helicopter ride in Alaska. I think you guys are like. I did make a short. Um, I'm thinking I'm gonna make a video of just that, just the helicopter ride alone. I'm gonna make a video of that. It's not gonna be part of my vlog, my cruise vlog. It's gonna be just a standalone video. JNS Adventures, welcome in. How's it going? And yes, I have a fear of heights. And it was tough. It was tough. I don't know what I held on for dear life, and I don't know what I thought holding on was gonna do if we're crashing. But Jeremy, I did not see any bears. Somebody from the ship, they got a picture of a bear on the shoreline, but I've heard of no encounters with any kind of bears. Um, I have heard of no encounters. Hopefully that makes you feel better, Jeremy. You're not gonna. As soon as I say you're not gonna run into bears, you run into a bear. You're not gonna run into any bears in Alaska. And if they do, I mean, they're not gonna bother you. Mike from the Clock Family Adventures, welcome in. Uh, how did I do in the casino? I went up and I went down. Yeah, about usual. Hopefully, I get some good casino rates. Ah, Sherry, don't scare Jeremy like that. Now he may not want to go to go he might not want to go to Tampa. You saw there was a bear spotted in the neighborhood down here. I, there was a bear spotted in Tampa. That is scary. I mean, but there's so much down in those alligators, snakes. You guys have a lot. You guys in Florida have a lot. They have a lot of stuff. Even though I want to move down there, yeah. See, that's scary. Anywho, I don't have any other cruises planned until the booze cruise. But you never know. If Carnival gives me a $100 cruise someplace, maybe I might do that. That does sound good. Maybe I'll look that up. $100 cruise, 3 or 4 day, 3 or 4 day $100 cruise. Sounds good. Don't forget to hit the like button. I see. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Nightbot dropping things. I try to add a few things for Nightbot to drop. And I just saw that. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Please, I could use some more subscribers. And I really did. I had some good footage from the Australian zoo. I had a kangaroo. Well, it might have been a wallaby. Looked like a baby kangaroo. I think that's wallaby. I don't know if a wallaby is a baby kangaroo or not. Anywho, um, like eating out of my hand. I had some really good footage, and I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to it. I thought I downloaded it to my computer. I think I know what happened. I think when I was downloading it, I thought it was done downloading, and I deleted it off my camera, and but it wasn't done downloading. I think that's what happened. So now I double check now to make sure that all the footage is uploaded before. What I do with my equipment is I have my little handy dandy camera here. Boop. I have that. I try to do it at the end of the day. I try to download everything to my laptop. But now I make sure everything is downloaded. Everything is downloaded before I delete it off my camera. It's just I shoot it. There's probably a 258 gigabyte, 150. I don't know what size. I don't know what size card I have in there. What kind of card? What kind? Memory card. 128 gigabytes memory card. But I shoot a lot of video, even though I mean, again, you may see on my videos, you may not see a lot, but I shoot a lot of video, and I always shoot like 4K. Usually, I shoot 30 frames a second, 4K 30 frames a second, or 4K 50 frames per second. Long story short, it takes up a lot of memory. It takes up a lot of memory. So that's why I download it every day. I try to download it, and again, I also try to download it so I keep everything in order as far as the place I was at, and keep everything organized. But as I said, I made a mistake, deleted it. So a lot of my the Brisbane stuff, the zoo stuff like that, I think I deleted too fast, too early. Mike Clock, I missed you too, buddy. I've seen you and Eddie, you guys going live. I stop in there. A lot of times I don't. I was telling earlier, I don't even say anything. A lot of times I stop in. Um, I might be on my phone, and I don't like trying to comment on my phone. So I stop in, listen to you guys for a little bit, and then go go about my business. I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to get back into the swing of it, back into the YouTube world. It's been tougher. I didn't think the 30 days was going to mean that much to me, but it's been tough getting back into the swing of it. But I have been stopping in different lives and different chats. I'm not a morning person, so JNS Adventures, you guys show is early in the morning. Right, that's a tough one. Eddie, yeah, good luck with 7:15 in the morning. It has to be something I had to get up or couldn't sleep, had a nightmare, something couldn't sleep. But I think did I hold on? Did I show? I did. I probably did in the beginning. I did a new intro. Where was it at? I want to play this. Tell me if you can hear the music. This is going to be my new intro. See this breaking news. This is going to be my new intro. Tell me. Be nice, but tell me what you think. I think my last intro was too long. And not to get geeky and stuff like that, but if you ever go into like your analytics, you can see where people drop off watching your videos, and you can see where people drop off or skip ahead in your videos. And my last intro was about 25 to 30 seconds, and you could see where people would come in there and would drop off. And I wanted to cut that down to get into the video faster. Maybe that could retain that could maintain some retention rate. And I'm just trying something different. So just so you know what's going on, I'm just trying something different. I had a lot of time to think about YouTube. Also, what I want to start doing, which I haven't really done, I've done a little bit, but not much. But I do a um, oh, I'm sorry, a prequel of what the video is about, the intro, then the video. The prequel will be to try to get people. Oh, I want to see that. Oh, he's going to talk about, whatever. He's going to talk about a helicopter ride. I want to show that like in a prequel, then the intro, then the video to see if I can maintain a longer duration as far as the retention rate. I mean, if you ever look at your retention rate, and again, I don't know about your videos, but my retention rate, I probably on a good video, I'm probably down to 65 to 70% at the 30-second mark. So you're looking at 35% of people drop off right there. Now you do see some bumps where could they be skipping ahead? Could be. But anyway, I'm trying something different, and let me know if you hear the music. It has music to it. I don't think I heard music earlier. Let me see. Is this on? But it's just something simple to guide people into into the video. Could you hear that? Could you hear anything? Because on my end I couldn't hear anything, and but it has sound. No sound. Okay. Well, it had song. I changed my because I don't use that same song. It's gonna be a good day. I don't use that song anymore. Well, I'm not using it right now. As I said, I'm gonna do some. Hey, on deck with CB. I'm sorry if I didn't see you when you came in. Uh, Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I decided to. I'm gonna try to see if that helps with my retention rate. Um, so I'm just trying different things, and when you start getting to the analytics, uh, you can see what I'm talking about as far as where people drop off. You know, you come on, you gotta as Angel would say from Jeffrey's Angel. Uh, you got to give the people what they want. You got to give them something that they want to watch. So I am going to mix up a couple of things. I don't know about my videos. I got to work on. I mean, again, probably have to work on that. And that's Eric. That's the whole point. Again, you get a lot of people, and that's when you get the what is it called in YouTube Studio? The average duration time. It's how long are people watching your videos, and if you go through YouTube Studios, you can see where people leave your video. Like I can go back later on and watch, like on this live, to see what I was talking about when people started leaving, and it kind of helps you out. It makes you, or I can go back here and see what held people's attention. You know, whatever I was talking about at the time, and people might be interested in that. Well, it works the same way with your videos. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it. It has sound. I downloaded to this app, and when I downloaded it, I didn't know if that was the. I thought it was the one with sound, but it probably wasn't. So I'll go back and make sure I find the right one wherever I downloaded that one at. But it helps you to try to understand what you may need to do to your channel, your videos, and things like that. And yeah, I mean, you'll be surprised. And that doesn't go like the live. You guys don't count. Again, when I do a premiere, they don't count. I mean, they count. I'm sorry, with the premiere, they count. No, it might not. It might not even count as far as the analytics go, as far as how long people watch it. Maybe it does with the premieres. But it's about the people that aren't in your premiere. If I do a premiere and you guys show up, a lot of you guys stay till the end. You watch 50, 60, 70% of it. I mean, you guys are loyal. But it's the other people that are finding you in a search. How long do they watch your video? And at what point do they check out? And that's what I want to try to improve as far as try to maintain people watching and liking and sharing and commenting. Um, and that's where a lot of times the personality comes in there. People, something about somebody's personality, the laughing, the having fun, the all that comes into play. So yeah, that's what I'm working on, and will be working on. But I've been on here going on an hour and 45 minutes, longer than what I was planning on being on here. I am going to go ahead and get out of here and go take care of a little bit of business. I appreciate you guys coming by. Thank you so much. Don't forget, I have a new video coming out Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Uh, if you're in here and have anything coming out, feel free to at least say when it is. Again, I've been gone so long, I've kind of I forgot. Oh, thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. Forgot people's schedules. Like today's Thursday. I don't know if Destination Fun, Shanster's probably in Alaska still, but I don't know if Destination Fun is going on tonight at 6. Uh, I will get better with my schedule. I'm gonna start paying attention. Hey, Kaz, welcome in. I was just getting ready to get off of here, but I appreciate you stopping by. Destination Fun. She has a live Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So, Destination Fun, is it a pop up live? I'm sorry. That's an inside joke. You can't schedule a pop up, people. You can't schedule a pop up. I don't care what you say. You can't schedule a pop up. If you come on and with no notice and you go live, that's a pop up. If I tell you guys I'm coming on at 9 o'clock tonight, that's not a pop up. Okay, last question. What was your favorite part of the Trans-Pacific or Alaska cruise? I know Alaska is special. Honestly, the Trans-Pacific, being on a ship with the same people for a long extended period of time, you get to know people, so you become more friends, and I really enjoyed it. My favorite part though was the French Polynesian islands, specifically Moorea and Numia, even Tahiti. Tahiti was more like a big city. I wish I would have started the day off earlier in Tahiti. The nightlife seemed like it was pretty, and this is like around the ship, like it was a they had a lot going on in nightlife, and I would have loved to have been able to go spend some more time. Now, hey Keisha, um, there, but uh, the French Polynesian islands, I'll never forget them. I mean, it was some of the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen, and I'll never forget that. I mean, it was that's what I dream about. You know, warm water. Clear. It was clear skies. Well, one of the places had it was cloudy, but mostly clear skies, warm weather. I loved it. And Alaska definitely was a helicopter ride, seeing the glaciers and the mountains from above. Going over the mountains. I mean, that will stick with me forever. That will stick with me forever. So Alaska, I enjoyed going through the fjords, going just cruising along, Tracy's fjords, Tracy Arms fjords, and it's beautiful. I've seen them before. Very pretty. Again, it's another scene that would stick with me for a lifetime. So that was that. Well, all right, good people. I am going to get out of here again. Thank you guys for coming in. If you have not, if you don't mind hitting the like button on the way out, I would appreciate it. I don't know. I may do I may do a pop up sometime this weekend. I'm not sure. Destination Fun. I might do a pop up Saturday evening from the cruise port. Two cruises leaving out. That'd be nice. See, she might do it. She might do a pop up. She's not planning. See, if she was going to be there at the port, see, now it wouldn't be a pop up. This sounds like it's going to be a true pop up. Thank you, Destination Fun. Oh, Kaz, no problem. I appreciate you being here. Hi, friends. Can't see well today to chat. Keisha, I hope you're not having any. What do you mean can't see well? Hope there's no problems. And don't. I mean, don't. If you can't see well, don't try to chat. I just if something's going wrong, just let me know you're in my prayers. No need to let me know because well, I wouldn't be much help. But hope you feel better, or hope if you have a condition, it gets better. My son. All right, good people. I am going to get out of here. It's time to go grab some dinner. I don't know what I'm going to get. So I will talk to you later. Bye bye. Make sure I end broadcast because I haven't done this in a while. I don't want to make the mistake I've made before. End the broadcast.